It's your boy Self-Made coming back to hit you with another video. And I guess with all my videos, I just come off the head. I don't edit them or anything. And I'm going to tell you, like I start off with most of my stories, I like to talk about a story. Forgive the noise in the background. Of course, it's 4th of July. So, in my relationship after relationship has been failed relationships. And I talk about, how I was perfect in the relationship, how I never did anything wrong, and how the woman always messed up the relationship, and how she was at fault for our relationship breaking up. And I talk to a lot of people, and they say the same thing about how they were perfect in the relationship, and that, you know, the relationship breakup was the other person's fault. In my personal relationships, if I lined up each and every one of my girlfriends, well, let me retract. I've always been self-sustained, and if a girl was in my house and she didn't like the way things was going, I would go, get the fuck out. I don't care. Fuck you, bitch. I don't care. Fuck you. You can leave. You can leave. You can leave. And I kept constantly saying that to them. If I lined up each of my girlfriends in a row and I asked them about our relationship, or anyone would ask them about our relationship, they would say, pretty much, Pharaoh's a good guy. He never laid hands on me. He wasn't physically abusive. However, when he put his mouth on me, it completely destroyed me. He was literally verbally abusive. And not only was he verbally abusive, it was soul crushing in the words that he said. And so, in my last relationship, I wanted to know, because I was tired of being having my relationships crushed. I was tired of having my heart crushed. And I talked to a bunch of people, and then they were saying after another, one after another, that it was the other person's fault, that they were perfect in a relationship, and you know the other person was the bad person. And it started me to thinking that if you were so perfect in a relationship, why did this other person leave you? Why did this other person start cheating on you? Why did this other person have problems with you? And it made me start interflecting on myself. And when I started interflecting on myself, like I said, if I lined up all my girlfriends in a row, they would say the same thing about me. Pharaoh was a good guy. He wasn't abusive. However, when he put his mouth on you, it destroyed everything. So that made me realize that I had a book of shit. A book of shit is the things that you do to destroy the relationships in your life. Not blaming other people, really looking at the things that you do. What made me realize that I was carrying on a generational curse, a curse that was coming from my mother. I was speaking the same words. So from there, I moved on and I said, wait a minute, what is the things that I do to destroy the relationships around me. I've watched so many people talk about their relationships and the things that they lose in life and how they blame other people for them losing the things that they have in their lives. I'm dealing with one of my close friends, and she, has lost some things in her life, children and things like that. And immediately she went to blaming other things when I started saying, wait a minute, what is it that you've done to make this happen? What things have you created in your life and how you've done things to people to make this happen to you? We had a long discussion about it, and my purpose was to get her to see what is the things that you've done to create this situation in your life. I was talking to a Christian woman, and I told her, I was like, I'm going through a little bit of hard times. My car's broke down. You know, um, Money isn't coming in the way that it should, and I'm going through some things. And the first thing that came to her mind, and the first thing that came out of her mind, was the devil is attacking you. She said it again, the devil is attacking you. And it pissed me off. It pissed me off. I was like, the devil isn't attacking nobody. It's my fault that I didn't change my brakes. It's my fault that I didn't change my oil. It's my fault that I didn't take care of my car. It's my fault that I didn't focus on my financial issues. I can't blame the devil for shit that I do. I can't blame God for the shit that I do. This goes back to my book of shit, the things that I do to destroy things in my life. I can't blame somebody else, because when I blame the devil, when I blame God, when I blame other people for the shit that happens to me in my life that I neglect, my book of shit, that's my problem. And as long as I continue to give that problem to somebody else, my life will continue to be miserable. I said this to say this about other cultures. If a lot of these white supremacists took a look at their lives, it's not black people that you hate. It's the life that you hate that's around you. You look at right now, we have the richest president ever in the world. And his life is completely miserable. Look at how many rich people's lives are miserable because they refuse to take blame of their own book of shit. The things that they create in their life. They have millions of dollars. Their children hate them. Society hate them. They hate their lives. They hate the things that's around them that other people would love to have, because they don't take responsibility for the shit that they do to create the chaos in their lives. It's everybody else's fault except for theirs. So in my book of shit, I started realizing, damn, Pharaoh, you do this to make people don't like you. You do this that ruins things in your life. You do this that make people respond to you in a certain way. What I used to do is, when my ex would tell me, hey, Pharaoh, there's something that you need to take a look at. There's something that's not right with what you're doing. I would use anger and any other means to control this person not to hear what I needed to change. When she went to tell me, hey, Pharaoh, you need to do this, I gave her a million reasons why she couldn't tell me that I needed to change, because I told her about all the screwed up shit she did. I showed her anger. I showed her everything to run away from the lesson that I needed to learn. And I've done that through my whole relationships, every last one of them. But now that I'm older, I'll give you the story. I watched this this cartoon called Inuyasha. And in this cartoon called Inuyasha, there was a little guy that was a musician, and the kids walked up to him and was like, "You stink. You don't even pronounce your words right, and look at you. You look crazy." And he came back at them and told them, "Keep telling me, keep telling me, because what you're telling me is building my character." When somebody is trying to tell you something, it's not there to hurt you, it's there to help you build your character. In my book of shit, literally, if my breath stink and you don't tell me, I'm going around to multiple people, a bunch of people, that my breath stink because you didn't tell me. If you told me and I listened, I'm able to change it. So if your breath stink in life, if your breath stink that you're doing things and that's destroying relationships in your life, and if you chase the people away who's trying to tell you, hey, this is not cool, and you look, and I'm perfect, nothing is wrong with me, nothing, I do everything perfect, you're destroying your own life. So what happened with me is, even in the relationships with my ex, they're used to me showing anger when they try to tell me something. But now who I am now, I'm like, please tell me. Please tell me, because it's only making me be a better version of myself. If my shit stinks, please let me know that my shit stink so that I can become a better person. This is one of the longest videos that I've ever made. However, it's something important to teach you, that stop blaming God, stop blaming the devil, stop blaming your partners, stop blaming other people for the misery that you have in your life, because it's self-created. White supremacists or other people who have hate, stop blaming other cultures for the hate that you see in your everyday life. They didn't create it. It's something that was created by you. Because even if you wiped out every other culture, that still miserableness of you will still be there. The miserableness of the things that you hate, that you create, will still be there long after the people you hate. The relationships in your life will still be there. I've had a young lady, and even myself, I've moved from state to state. I've moved from state to state. I'm like, oh, this state is crazy. I got to get out of here. You know, they do this and they do that. And guess what happened? When I moved to the next state, the same shit happened. When I moved to the state after that, the same shit happened. And it made me realize it wasn't the state, it was me. So I can run from my problems all I want until I realize that I am the problem. You can run from relationship to relationship to relationship all you want until you realize, and it clicks in your brain. You can run from state to state, state to state, state to state. You can run from hating people. You can run from women hating men, people hating you for the color of your skin, women hating men and blaming them for the situations, men hating women and blaming them for the situations, until you realize that you are the situation. You have complete control. And as long as you give that control to somebody else, you will continue to fail. I ran from state to state to state to state until I realized that it wasn't the state that I was living in, it was me who's the problem. Because when I got to that other state, those problems met me in that other state. because I was the problem. So I took you guys for a long time, yet I needed you to understand, focus on your book of shit. What is it that you do to destroy your relationships in your life? What is it that you do to destroy your jobs, your business opportunities, your friendships? What is it that you, not anybody else, but you do to destroy the situations in your life? If you destroyed them, if you created the problem, the beautiful thing is you can fix the problem. If you say, oh, the devil did it, or they did it, or God did it, then you have no power. If you realize that you are the creator of the things that you've done in your life, you now have the power to change it. If I created it, I can change it. Start looking at, thank you, the universe answered that one. Thank you. And start looking at the things that you've done to create things in the chaos in your life. If you created it, you have the ability to change it. If you believe that God created it, the devil created it, society created it, white people created it, the government created it, you are powerless. If you realize that you created it, you have the ability to change it. I apologize for taking you guys so long in this video. However, this is something you need to take into your soul. I promise you, if you take control of your book of shit, the things that you do to destroy things in your life, it will empower you. It will give you so much power. It's your boy Self-Made. Love you as always. Family, I'll talk to you later. Peace.